This is Soda with Strangers, a podcast where we sit with a stranger, share a soda, and get curious about the life behind the label. Because the more we listen, the harder it is to see each other as strangers. Okay, so today we have Anna on. Anna has a fun life story, events, adventures, all the things. To be fair, Anna, you were the first one that I thought of when I thought of this podcast. I was like, I want Anna. No pressure.
When you gave me the explanation, it was like, it's about misconceptions. I was like, what is she misconceiving about me? What did I do?
No, I've always liked you. I just...
That's a whole story.
No. I just think you have like a whole wealth of experience and knowledge that I'm like, ooh, you've got a lot to share.
I have, yeah, and I feel like sometimes I'm like, everybody does. So sometimes I feel like I'm talking about myself a lot. But at the same time, I do, like I had an up and a down and an up and a down. So yeah, there's stuff to share.
I love it.
Everybody has stuff to share, right?
And that's the whole point, right? Is like, if we take the time to get to know,
right, and
we're brave enough to share the things.
I think that's the difference.
Yeah,
is I talk too much. Everybody has something to share, but Anna shares, overshares.
No. I just like, you're comfortable sharing.
Yes,
you're really open.
That's true.
Like, not a lot of people are that good about sharing the things that you talk about.
Been to a lot of therapy. Yeah,
beautiful.
Yep. I know. I go to therapy sometimes, and I'm like, why am I here? Like, I know exactly what you're going to tell me.
It's true.
I've talked to you enough times.
That's true. Exactly you're not hearing anything new.
No, I'm not. But it is helpful, though. Yeah. Everybody should be in therapy.
Well, and I think there's a season, especially when you have healing to do.
Yes.
That it can be really beneficial, and then there's other times where it can just be processing through life too.
Yep. I think you need, like, sometimes you're in a maintenance phase.
Yes.
Yeah. That's where I am right now, so I'm lucky.
Those are great places.
Yes. You caught me at a good time. you don't want to, yeah.
No, we would be more than happy to have you at any phase. Okay. There's a lot to learn there.
Yeah. Let's catch Anna in a manic phase and see how that.
Hey, that would be probably really fun.
It would be a lot more fun.
Come back.
I was gonna say I'm a lot more fun. So
I think you're great.
No.
Okay, tell me, what are you drinking today? What soda?
This is Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm a Dr. Pepper fan. Dr. Pepper Zero or Diet Dr. Pepper.
Deal. And you told me you were a purist.
Yeah.
No mix-ins.
I don't need mix-ins.
No. I love it.
Yeah. For a while, when it was new and fun.
Yes.
I would do like a coconut creamer or something, but
like your day-to-day grab is just.
Yeah, I just want a crisp one.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel
don't dull it. Don't.
Yes. It does make it less like carbonated when you add creamer.
And how many flavors do they put in Dr. Pepper? Like, you don't need coconut.
That's fair.
No shame. But
no, it's fair. It's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up on Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Literally, my mom dunked my binky in it.
No.
Yes. For me to take it. So it's like I didn't have a choice to love anything different.
Yeah. My mom was a Diet Coke. My mom was a Diet Coke in a can, Diet Pepsi in a fountain.
Okay.
And so I always learned you don't have to commit one way or the other.
That's true.
There's a fountain beverage, and there's a can beverage, and there's a bottle beverage.
I guess I should have asked. What
you should have, because I would have. No, this is great. This is great. No, yeah, but I remember watching my mom drink caffeine-free Diet Coke and thinking, what is the point?
Yes. I had a phase of that.
As an adult,
yep,
I get it. I know the point. It's a flavor and it's a fizz.
Yes.
So
yeah. Still hits the spot even though
no caffeine though.
Yeah. Fair. Okay. So I sent Anna a list of questions and basically told her, go have free reign. So Anna, tell us about you. Tell us about your life.
Yes.
What you want to share with us.
So I asked specifically, I was like, okay, what do you want? What do you?
Yes.
But honestly, it's all intertwined, and it all comes down to I have bipolar disorder.
Deal.
Every terrible mistake I've made, every high in my life, every low in my life, it doesn't define me. Like one thing, it doesn't define me, but it influenced my life more than anything else. More than any like I think sometimes like a lot of the terrible choices I made and like going to therapy and stuff, I think I didn't have a hard life. Like I didn't have a hard childhood at
Yeah.
all. I had
Yeah.
wonderful supportive parents, and so there was always this like feeling of like guilt of like, why am I struggling? Like I don't have,
Oh
do you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like I didn't have a
Yeah.
specific trauma at that time. I ended up having one.
That's fair. That's fair. But it didn't make sense at the time.
No, it
Yeah.
didn't. Like I was in therapy when I was 8, and it was like, why aren't you sleeping? It's like, I don't know. I just don't sleep. I don't, like,
Yes.
but my parents were so good because they recognized I needed help early. So I had help
Love that.
all throughout. Um, I accepted it sometimes.
Yeah. That's fair.
But, so I have bipolar 2, not bipolar 1.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't, the difference is, some people
Yes,
don't
I
know.
was gonna say, explain it.
Yes, so bipolar 2 is like a subtler
Mm-hmm.
in terms of high. So I don't hallucinate voices. I don't go into psychosis, but I do have hypermania, which is like a more like subtle version where I smell things that aren't there
Mm-hmm.
when I'm manic, and I get impulsive. I've never, well, that's not true. I sometimes you overspend. I've never like
Yeah.
gone into debt because of it, luckily,
Right.
but I have, like got really ambitious and like bought $400 worth of dye blanks because I tie dye, and I'm like, I'm gonna tie dye all the, so like I
That's
made
fair.
impulsive decisions like that, and now that I'm like more regulated, I don't do as much stuff as like getting hypersexual was part of it.
Yeah.
Um, but the other side of it is I do get depressive episodes,
Yeah.
and bipolar 2, you get the same low as a bipolar 1
Yes.
folk. So it's like, if you're on camera, it's like bipolar 1 is like woo, woo.
Yes.
And if you're bipolar 2, it's like
Yeah.
if that makes sense.
Like
So the
drops.
lows are the same, but the highs are a little more subtle.
Yeah.
So I wasn't diagnosed until I was 18. I was at an eating disorder facility, and she like read to me the symptoms of hypomania, and I was like, that's what it is. Cause I never felt like depression really made sense to me. Like I
Yeah.
would have depressive symptoms, but I would have suicidal
Mm-hmm.
thoughts and
Mm-hmm.
stuff, but then it wasn't constant.
Right.
And that's the point.
Right.
I was swinging.
Yes.
So, anyway, that's so a lot of what's gone on and the choices I've made, and like I asked if you want to hear about my faith journey, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It all stems from terrible choices I made while in some sort of swing.
Yeah.
So.
Well, as a kid trying to not only just understand life and all the things, right? But then you had this extra challenge of trying to understand like your mental health.
Right. Right. And let's see, how personal do we want to get? Like I said, I can overshare plenty. But one thing, I was so grateful for a diagnosis because I had, from the age of 8, I started watching pornography.
Uh-huh.
And I watched porno. I mean, I would keep myself awake at night. I would watch it overnight.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't sleep.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of shame involved in that.
Yeah.
Especially in, like
in
the
religious
culture, there's a lot of shame there.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize why it was such a big deal in our culture.
Mm-hmm.
They talk to men a lot about it.
Yeah.
They
Good
say
point.
like they would talk in the priesthood sessions.
Yeah.
About pornography, but they never talk to the women about it.
Right.
And so I would kind of be like, well, I would justify it, I'm like, well, they didn't tell me not to. no, but so it came to a head when I was 18 and I had an eating disorder and I was just like really crashing out. And my therapist was like, I finally admitted, I was like, I just feel like I should say, I was like, I've been doing this since I was 8 and I watch a lot.
Yeah.
And, I've told some people that in the past, and I've said like I had a pornography addiction, and some people don't like the way that sounds. They don't think that it's an addiction. And so there's been pushback on that. And I'm like, okay, maybe it wasn't an addiction, but it was a dependency.
Right.
So, and it was like my way of self-medicating.
Yes.
So it all made sense.
Yeah.
I finally felt like, okay, this is making sense.
Moment. Yeah.
Yes. Like I had a hypersexuality spat. I couldn't sleep. It was mania.
Yeah.
So I felt better about myself. Like, I'm not just like out of control and just a gross, that was the word.
Yeah.
That, like, my mom, I'm going to throw her just right under the bus really quick.
She's the best.
I'm just kidding. That's one thing too, is my parents were like, we messed up so much. I'm like, no, you had no idea.
Oh, they were doing the best they could too.
Like, I don't know what I would do in in that situation. So I do not blame them at all. But she caught me one night and she said, like, that's disgusting. Like, that's so gross. And so that to me, and she wasn't saying I'm gross. She didn't say that at all. I get that. But she was like, I couldn't even read the titles of the files.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I was like, why can you not do that, but I can like watch it? And you know. So anyway, so that was always the word associated with like gross.
Yeah.
Like, that's gross, and that's
a hard thing to hold for a long time.
Yeah. So, but I've worked it out.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, I keep.
But in that moment, like, finally everything making sense.
Yes,
it gave some freedom to, like,
it was so nice.
I'm not gross. Yes. Like, nothing's wrong with you. You have a disorder that has made things challenging.
And it's so helpful too to get a diagnosis, because now I can get the correct medication. I can get on a mood stabilizer. I can get on and the psychiatrist won't just keep prescribing me uppers. Yeah. Because he recognizes, hey, she's gonna get to, you know. Yeah. And that's one thing too that's hard. Psychiatrists have a hard time with bipolar people, because I'm like all over the place. Sorry. Whatever.
We're good. We're following you.
You follow?
Yeah.
You follow?
Yeah.
Okay. I am a little manic. I'm not manic, but I did have a crash and I'm coming back. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, you're good.
So, and see, now I forgot what I was saying. Psychiatry.
Yes.
So I've had a lot of psychiatrists, and they always kind of explain to me, like, okay, this is what's going on in your brain right now. And so one thing, if you know someone with bipolar disorder, hopefully this will help you, or if you have it, this will make you feel like, oh, that makes sense, is because you're swinging. Let's say you go to a psychiatrist and you're like, I am so depressed. I need to be on I need an upper. Yeah. And then you feel better. You go, oh, I'm fine. I'm cured. Right. Yes. And then you stop taking your meds and you crash. Yes. And I have explained this to my doctors before. I'm like, I think I'm good. Like, I don't, you know, and he's like, no. Do not stop taking your meds. And I've learned my lesson the hard way. And, it's the biggest mistake I see other people with bipolar make is they think they're cured. Yeah. You know? So, but it's a balance, because you can't have too much uppers. You can't have too much downers, because you'll get depressed. Yeah. So you have to get a good psychiatrist. It sucks. You have to talk to a lot of people. You have to do a lot of trial and error. It changes every like 2 years. I have a crash, and they're like, oh, I guess we have to change. That sucks. Yeah. But I'm learning.
Adjusting.
Yeah. Yeah. And the biggest thing is like life changes trigger certain things. Yeah. So, like you have a baby, or, you know, someone dies in the family or something like that, you can have a swing. Yeah. So you just always have to be on top of your meds. And that's my encouragement to anybody who needs to be on meds. Just don't stop taking your meds, even if you feel good. Yeah. You feel good because of the meds.
Right. They're doing their job.
They're doing their job. Yes. Yeah. So, and now I've gotten to a stage where like I get so scared to change my meds.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's scary.
It is really, because I'm like, I don't want to crash. I don't want to crash. But Siri was listening to that.
Rude.
Come on, Siri. Oh, she's listening here too. Okay, shh, leave me alone. I said the word. But
so like just going back a little bit, when you were saying like you'll have smells or things, like what are some things that you smell? I'm so curious.
I think I smell bad.
Okay.
So I sometimes, like, I've had a couple times where I've smelled fire. Okay. But it's usually I think I smell bad, and so I like take showers and I start and that like if I'm like I like have really bad BO, I'll ask like, can you smell me? Like, I'll ask my husband, like, can you smell me? He's like, no, I can't smell anything. Then I know. I'm like, okay. It's called olfactory hallucination. Yes. Yeah. So I feel really lucky that that's all I hallucinate, because
but even that can make you like so self-conscious. You know?
Yeah. but yeah, like I've never hallucinated a person or voices, so
Yeah.
I feel
That would
very
be scary.
grateful
Yeah.
that I haven't had that happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
I love that. How would you like what's something that you feel like people are surprised to learn about like bipolar or like you and your bipolar?
A lot of times they're just surprised that I have it.
That's fair.
That and I am it's because I'm regulated.
Yes. Yeah.
So um sometimes I try not to make it like my whole personality, but sometimes it is relevant to a conversation,
Yeah.
and they'll be like, "Oh, I didn't realize that bipolar could look like a normal human being going about their life."
Yes. Yeah.
Cuz and a lot of times people will say like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so bipolar." Cuz I'm
Yes.
happy and I'm sad, or that person is so bipolar or whatever. And I don't take offense to that. That's fine. I think it's the
Right.
same as people are like, "Oh, I'm so OCD."
Yes. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I think when people actually learn like what goes into being bipolar, and it's like days at a time, it's not like I'm happy tomorrow and I'm sad today. It's not
Yeah.
like that. Then they kind of are like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense that
Yeah.
you would have that, that
Oh yeah.
yeah."
Yeah.
But
And I mean you have like a very functional like life, married,
yes, I do.
kids, like
Yeah.
you've done so well to create this beautiful life for yourself.
I have I have regulated very well. I'm very
Yes.
lucky. And I
Yeah.
think that goes back to like I've been in therapy for so long that
Yeah.
I can like put words to like if I'm crashing, I can recognize like I've been sleeping like I just had a crash, and I was sleeping like 13 hours at a time,
Oh.
and then I would nap throughout the day. And
Yeah.
so like I can recognize that now. So I'm
Yeah.
really grateful for that, because it's not like it doesn't get to a point where I'm suicidal or cutting or anything like that, like it would have when I was in middle school,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So the other thing too is a lot of people with bipolar disorder, it's hard as a woman
Mhm.
because um we are have our hormones
Yes, the
swinging
natural
anyway.
cycle
Yeah.
anyway. Yep.
So it's like I've had that issue. I'm like, am I in my luteal phase or am I crashing?
Oh, no kidding.
Cuz I think you've told me you had problems with your
Mhm.
cycle. Like
Mhm.
when you would kind of crash, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So
Well,
I
yeah,
just
cuz
threw
like
you
I
right under
have
the
I know,
bus.
right? Well, I have PCOS and so I've had
Okay.
difficulty with hormonal regulation,
Yes.
but like especially in fact I just cried about it last night and checked if I was going to start my period because who
Yeah.
knows. But like yeah, especially just right before for
Yep.
me and I, I'm sure there's some sort of support or medication that could help support that, right? But
Mhm.
it's usually like you have to take this all the time, and for
Yeah.
me, it hits just a couple of days.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Well,
I
that's
I
interesting.
don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. And there's a big thing right now to regulate your hormones.
Yes, yes,
And sometimes I wonder like maybe I should do that.
I
Maybe
know.
but like I just have to remember. I'm like, no, what I'm doing is working. Is
Yeah, and there is something to be said about balance, right? Like, don't bite off more than you can chew. And
right.
sometimes I think like if we're doing well or doing okay, like sometimes I don't think everything's meant for everybody,
Right.
right? Even though it's beneficial for some,
Good point. Yeah.
maybe it's not always meant
Yeah.
for us, you
Yeah.
know?
And I think it's also a big thing right now because us overshares and millennial we're starting to hit perimenopause.
That's fair.
And so people are having a lot of hormonal swings.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing too, is when I share my experience, people will be like, I experienced that same thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because people do.
You
Like
see
we
similarities.
naturally crash
Yes.
and get excited. And
Yeah.
and so a lot of times that's the other thing I was gonna say is a lot of bipolar people convince themselves they don't have anything. This is just normal life. This is just the
Right.
normal
Right.
state of human being is
We
to
downplay
crash
our,
and to
yes.
be
Yeah.
excited sometimes and to be sad sometimes. But when it comes to like you're literally like destroying your marriage, or like
Yeah.
you're making choices that are not just natural
Right. You can't walk
cycles,
yourself out of them
right,
kind of things. Yeah.
then it turns into like, hey, you need help for that.
Yeah.
So
No, I think that's a good point, and a way for maybe some of us to relate in understanding that, like, yeah, we do have highs and lows,
mhm,
and we can still have low
yeah,
moments or low spaces. The one of the bigger difference, at least from what I'm understanding, is
yeah,
like it's not consistent or like
Yeah.
repetitive cycle where like
Yes.
yours cycles, you know?
Yes.
Like we
Yes.
have highs and then things regulate and then we have
Yeah.
lows, but they can kind of go
Right.
back to a normal
Yep.
space for us.
Yep. But it's like I said, like a trigger, right, for me is like if
Yes.
I give birth.
Yes.
That's a trigger for everybody.
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
everybody, their hormones shift. And
Life
some
change.
people have postpartum anxiety.
Yeah.
Some people have postpartum depression. And I had that.
Yep.
And so sometimes I would be like, is it my bipolar disorder? Is it my hormones? Is it
right.
my, and so it's just helpful to always be in contact with a psychiatrist, a therapist, so you can talk through those things.
Yeah.
Because in your brain, everything's normal.
Yeah. We do. We kind of justify like, oh, everybody feels this way.
Exactly.
Which sometimes they do.
Exactly.
And then other times.
Yeah. And that's another reason why I share a lot on Instagram, because sometimes I'm like, is this normal?
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is how I'm feeling. Do you guys also feel this way? And 100% of the time, someone says yes, I do. You know? So that's part of what, like with the bipolar disorder thing. Like, I relate to people who have bipolar disorder, obviously, but I also can relate to just the general human experience of crashing out and having good moments and
which is perfect, right? Like that's the goal, is that we all get to live our own lived experience, but like it's what we have in common that usually connects us, right? Like I'm sitting here and I don't have the same diagnosis,
right,
but we can still relate on so many levels of the challenge that you experience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's why I've found, like, at first I felt really selfish sharing, like I just feel like I'm talking about myself a lot, but I know so many people have reached out and been like, thank you for pointing this out.
Yeah.
And a lot of times too, it's not people who have bipolar disorder. I do have friends who have bipolar disorder, but it's people who have a family member.
Yeah.
And they're like, thank you for explaining this.
Yeah.
Because, like sometimes they'll make mistakes in a manic episode. They'll cheat on their spouse and I'm not excusing that at all. Like those behaviors, like you need to be regulated. You can't just be making that kind of mistake. But, it does help to understand, like, okay, that wasn't, they were manic and they were, or like they get really handsy or something when they all of a sudden, it helps to explain like, hey, I think you probably need to be regulated, or so that's part of why I share too, because the spouses I think they get more help out of than the people than the people who actually have a problem.
That's fair. And like obviously as a system we're not very good about support in general for anybody, but like especially support for people who are helping support somebody, right? Like what about Ryan? Like how does he manage
you
all
should
this?
have him.
I know. I was just thinking that. I'm like, I bet he has some incredible things to share.
Oh boy, I don't even know if I want to know what he would have to say. The poor guy.
And he is like so sweet and obsessed with you, and you guys have done such a beautiful job managing this.
Yes. In fact, I was thinking about one of your questions was like, what was the question? Something like a determining moment in your life, or like, and I think of my life in two like distinct sections of my life, and it's like life before Ryan and life after Ryan.
I love that.
Like just before I met him, and then after I met him. Like I met him and all of a sudden I was like, oh, I need to get my life together. Like I really like this person. He's a good person. Because I had dated so many people.
Yeah.
And turns out, I didn't know, we're just garbage human beings.
So we live and we learn.
We live and we learn, 20s.
Yeah.
But I just like realized, I was like, I need to get my stuff together. Like he's a great person and he's really nice to me and he's really kind, and like he doesn't deserve me to treat him the way I've treated these other dudes and just like slept around or whatever.
Yeah.
And then so after I met him, everything kind of shifted for me, and like I could see a future for myself finally.
Yeah.
That wasn't like just being cheated on all the time, and because that's how people were treating me. You know?
Right.
So anyway, he's a wonderful human being, and I don't think anybody else would marry me. And if they would, they wouldn't have stayed married to me as long as he has. He puts up with so much, like so much. In fact, just this last crash I had, he was the one that was like, "Can you please go get something checked?" Like,
yeah,
because the poor guy, like he comes home from work, and I'm like, I gotta go to bed.
Yeah,
like
that's so hard.
So he's
hard for both of you.
Yeah, and I feel a lot of guilt about it. But he's he's so supportive.
Yeah.
And he doesn't understand. I don't want to act like he like gets it.
No.
But he recognizes what I need and will do it for me.
Yeah.
So,
which I think that, I mean, that's the key to supporting anybody in anything, right? Is like we don't have to know how it feels.
Right.
And he's probably good that you both don't experience this,
it
right?
Really is. It's really good that he's so like he's, I don't think has ever experienced depression really. I mean, like he's had low moments.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's had, but he's never felt like suicidal or, and that's what I needed.
Yeah.
Like I needed somebody who was so regulated that they could be like
handle your emotions and theirs. Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. So
I think that's cool. And like the recognition that like it was you taking the ownership of like, I deserve this kind of love and this kind of attention and like kindness that he was offering. And that takes a lot.
That was hard.
Yeah.
That was like that he broke up with me twice. And one of the reasons he broke up with me the first time is he's like, you're just like interested in the same things I'm interested in, and I feel like you're lying to me.
Good on him.
He's like you'll ride my motorcycle with me, and you're okay with me playing video games. And like he had been engaged before,
okay,
and she was not okay with the video game thing.
Okay,
and I would play video games with him.
Yeah.
And he thought I was just kind of like putting on a show to try to get him to like me.
Oh, okay.
And so he broke up. He did it twice. And I was like, I finally, the second time, I was like, you know what? Let's break up. Like, you have 3 days. If you, after 3 days, are like, I'm okay without her in my life, like, then that's fine.
And so brave.
He called me 3 hours after. I knew. I knew. I was like, we're best friends. Like, you're not just going to, like, break up with me and be like, bye. The rest of our lives are, like, and I also, like, I don't want to say I owe my bipolar or my mania to part of the relationship, but I was kind of manic when I first met him, and we agreed to go on a vacation together before we met in person. Don't do that.
Everybody has their version of
and I've made so many stupid impulsive mistakes like that, and I think it was you who said to me one time, like, it's a miracle you were never trafficked. I think you told me
totally did say that. She was sharing some of her experiences with men that like you had done these like things that my bravest bone in my body could never imagine doing. And I just remember being like, coming out of school and hearing all these scary stories and being like, I'm so glad you're okay.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Like, so glad nothing bad. Like, I know obviously bad things happen, right? And life's scary. But like, I'm glad that no one hurt you in that way.
No, I didn't get pregnant. I didn't get an STD. I didn't get kidnapped or abducted.
You were being looked out for.
I really was. Yeah. Like, I really was. And that was one, like, even with him, like, he, like we booked our vacation. Well, what happened was he had an ex-fiance.
Mm-hmm.
She broke up with him, and I was always kind of like self-conscious about that. Like, maybe he like didn't want it to end and whatever.
Yeah.
It was 6 months after, and his honeymoon trip was going to expire.
Okay.
So he was like, I'm going to.
Did you go on like
I went on the honeymoon. I went on his honeymoon with his parents.
I love that. Oh,
his parents invited themselves.
Did you know this when you committed to going?
No, they invited themselves after, because they were like, you're going to Mexico with a girl you met online? He didn't tell him I met online.
Right.
That was the other thing too, is he was very much like, don't tell people we met online. Because this was before Tinder.
I was going to say, like, it's come a long way.
Yes.
But there was a huge stigma about it.
Yes. And so we never told his parents we met online, anything like that. We said we were friends the whole time. Like, oh, we're just friends. We met in college. And his parents clearly knew something was up, because they were like, we're going to come.
We're going to Mexico too.
So that's how I met his parents.
Okay. And officially really met him in person.
Yeah, I met him in person before that. Okay. So we booked our tickets, and then about 2 weeks later, I met him in person.
Okay.
And then he came down to St. George, and then we went on the trip. So we had seen each other twice. Okay. And then we decided to go gallivant around Cancun.
And obviously ended up being great. You ended up married. Really well. So
yeah. It was actually when I knew I was going to marry him. I knew he was my husband, because we were on the beach, and he was trying to get a kite to fly, but it was so windy, the sticks kept breaking. And I was just sitting there like, because I don't care about kites.
Right.
He loves kites.
Right.
So I was just like sitting there watching him, and I was like, I think that's my husband.
That's cool.
And he didn't have the same experience. He broke up with me.
He needed just a little bit more time.
Yeah, a lot more time. Yeah.
We all get there at our own pace.
Yeah, but anyway, so I'm very grateful.
That.
I have a awesome support system.
Yeah,
that's a big reason why I'm regulated. So,
yeah,
like like I said, my parents have been wonderful. They recognize the signs of a crash out of hypomania. They know they supported me through my eating disorder. They, like everything. They've been with me through everything. And so has Ryan. And so.
Yeah. No, I think like the basis of who you are as a person was impacted obviously by them, and then obviously in your marriage now, but like that support with siblings and friends and family, like I think sometimes that makes the biggest difference. And how we handle things. And so if our support system isn't great, we have to go and create one.
Yeah, I've never thought about it that way, but that's exactly, I hope that's what people can do.
Yeah, it's hard.
Don't turn to something like drugs or something instead if they feel lonely, like, because a lot of I see a lot of homeless people, and like I tried to run away, and I just think that's exactly what's going on. They're trying. They're fighting demons like that I fight in my brain. But they don't have somebody to talk to about it. And they, instead of medicating through like prayer or religion of some sort, they medicate through dreams, drugs, maybe dreams too. Maybe they're having good dreams.
Yeah, who knows?
I've never actually had a conversation with a homeless person with bipolar disorder, but
that's fair. I do know, like statistically, there's a good majority of individuals.
I feel strongly in saying that most unhoused people or homeless people or however you want to say it, they have some sort of mental illness that they're fighting. And if they didn't, they'd have a problem now,
Oh, I can't imagine.
No. So I try not to judge too much, and try to also not get in my head about that could be me and get really sad about it.
Yeah. That's fair.
Anyway.
Yeah. I love that. I love your perspective on things. Okay, last question.
Oh.
What's one thing you wish people knew before judging someone?
What is one thing I wish people knew before judging someone? I don't necessarily think that people need to know someone's whole life story.
Totally.
Because I have judged plenty of people and then found out their life story and still judged them.
I mean, that's so true. We all do it, right?
And so I'm not a good person to ask it because I do judge people. But I do think that we need to give grace to thinking about how they see the world.
Yeah.
Because I think people see the world in very different ways. Like, I think about people who have different political opinions than me, different faith opinions than me. And they're literally, it's like that thing where they're like looking at a square and I'm looking at a circle, but it's the same shape.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Just like input that right here.
Yeah.
The optical illusion. Insert image. Thanks, Craig. And it's but I've learned that we literally are just looking at it from a completely different perspective. And if we still love them and still talk to them, we can learn that those people aren't bad. And like I've had a falling out because of religious stuff with a lot of people. And I just wish it wasn't a like, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I wish it was a like, let's still be friends. And we don't have to talk about it either. That's the thing.
Right.
Like if we have a different political opinion, that doesn't mean like, let's talk about it. Let's discuss it.
Right.
Like, I don't want that actually. Because I think that will drive a bigger wedge.
Yes.
I think it's more of like, let's find what we do have in common.
Yes.
Let's just make a pact. We're not going to talk about religion.
Right.
We're not just, you know what I mean?
I know lots of families that have to set that boundary. Like,
and I wish like I've had falling outs with friends that I wish we could still be friends and just have that boundary, but it
Yeah.
turned into like, no, if we have that boundary, then we're not friends. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Perspective, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
So,
I like when you were saying we naturally kind of judge. Like
yes.
it's kind of innate in us. We don't
Right.
even like think about it. It just
Right.
happens. But it's what we do with it,
Yeah.
right? How do we let it control how we treat people? And at the end of
Yes,
the
how we
day,
treat people. That's
yes.
exactly the right. Like, and I think if even if we don't have the inclination to be kind to
Yes.
the person,
Yeah.
if you keep doing it, it turns into second nature to just be kind.
Yes, that's true.
Because
Fake it till you make it.
If you follow the exactly, if you follow the urge to be rude to people who disagree with you or whatever, you're going to continue to do that.
Yeah.
And you're actually going to start justifying yourself and be
Yes.
like, well, they're different than me and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you can fake it till you
Yep.
make it,
Yep.
act like you love them.
Yep. No, it's true. And like the more unkind we are to people, the more we see unkindness in the world,
That's
right?
so
Whereas
true.
when we're kind, we see more kindness.
Yes.
There's still lots out there, even though there's a lot of
Right.
unkind too, right? But I think I like that perspective of like, yeah, we're gonna judge them, and that's how we function. It is what it is. But what do we do with it?
Yep. Thank you. You
I love
summarized
that.
that very well because I did admit that I judge people, and I do.
And I don't think you're alone.
No,
Like,
I think
we all want to
we're
pretend
all
like we
judging
don't.
people. That's why you asked me the question, right? Because everybody's judging people, and it's like, hey, what do we need to do to make this not so much of a negative experience? So
yeah.
Anyway,
that's fair. I love that. Anything else?
No. No.
Deal.
I don't know. No, I'm grateful that you wanted to talk to me.
Yeah. I think you're great.
Little old me.
Oh yeah. Like I said, you came to mind like right away, and it wasn't because I think anything negative or anything.
You're like, let's hear what
it was
she
just like,
has to
hey,
say.
Anna's so good about sharing her things and her experiences, and you do that and do that in such a respectful way that
Thank you.
I think that that's the goal, is that we can all come on and just share our things. And
don't be scared to share your things.
Yeah,
because everybody I have some very things. I have a various amount of things I should be ashamed of.
Okay,
that
fair.
I was stupid.
They're your
I was
life.
20. Yes. I was, you know what I mean? And everybody has those things.
Yep.
If we make it not a big deal, let's talk about it. And then also, maybe we can make those 20-somethings feel like, oh, maybe I'm not a terrible person.
Right.
But Anna, who's, an active member of her society and her religion and whatever, she did all that and she's still okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel strongly about that too. Like, I love the youth and the 20-somethings. And
oh yeah,
because I have so much compassion for that, because I just hated myself through that whole situation.
Yeah. It's a hard phase.
That's a sucky phase.
Yeah.
When I say I have a lot of compassion, that doesn't mean I want to interact with them a lot.
I mean, to be fair, I probably was not the most fun during those stages.
No, I just feel like I was in charge of a youth group, and it was so triggering at some points, because I would watch them say things about themselves that I just like, no, don't say that. Don't, you know what I mean? But I know that they needed me there to be the person that was like, hey, I said the same things.
Yeah.
I thought the same
thing. I've been
thing.
there. I fought it. Yeah.
Because I didn't have that
when
I was, it was a very different experience.
Yeah.
So I understand. If I am asked to be
right
in charge of youth,
you will not avoid them.
I will not avoid them, but not my first choice.
That's fair.
But I don't judge you. I love them. And if you have a struggling teenager, I am so sorry.
And I like in therapy, I get a lot of teens. For some reason, that's kind of just
it's
the group that I get, and I I would have killed to have therapy at that age. I had no idea that I could have benefited from it.
Yeah.
But realizing just how hard that stage is anyway, and then they have all the technology on top of it that I can't imagine functioning.
No, with the social media stuff. And a lot of people say and there's so much bad stuff on the internet. And my response to that is there was bad stuff on the internet when I was a
Oh,
teenager
yes.
too.
Yes, it existed.
But now we have regulations and we're aware of it.
Yeah.
And so you can take charge of it. You can put restrictions on computers. You can
It's true.
So there are some benefits.
That's totally true.
But I did not grow up with likes and shares and all that stuff on Instagram.
Right.
I would have been.
Can you imagine like the additional
Oh my gosh. I mean, it already really
hard.
sucked.
Yeah.
But that would have been just terrible. And I also like I was in therapy from age 8 until still.
Yeah.
And this is my message to those of you who have done therapy and you've been like, this is not really like worth my time.
Yeah.
You have the wrong therapist.
Oh, yes.
You have the wrong therapist.
Yes.
It is worth your time. If you have the right person, it's like dating. That's what they always say.
Oh, yeah.
It's like dating. If you have been to therapy and you're like, this is doing nothing for me, you have the wrong therapist.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
As a therapist, I tell people, audition your therapist.
Yes.
Right? Like, if I'm not a fit for you,
yeah,
it was not personal.
Right.
I'm not friends with everyone on the planet either
right.
because I'm not a fit for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. That's a good point.
Because my therapists in middle school and whatever were not great.
Yeah.
And like I would have killed to have someone like you. I had, like some 70-year-old like she's like, you should junk journal. I'm like, okay. So I just like tore up pages and stuff. That was her suggestion.
I love it.
Like, okay, I can do that.
Hey, it got you somewhere.
It got me so yeah. I mean, it wasn't a total waste of time.
Right. At least gave you like a perspective that therapy could be helpful
Yeah.
and continue to do it.
Yeah.
If anything.
And yeah. And it was I think also, and this is for all those parents out there. I think part of it too was it was to make my parents feel like someone's talking to my daughter.
Yeah.
And they're giving her good advice. And I don't think they turned around and told my mom like
what
was going on.
Right.
Unless I said like, hey, you should probably tell my mom.
Right. Safety concerns. Yeah.
But I think it was a comfort blanket for my parents to be like, she's in therapy.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and she's getting help and I don't know what to say, but maybe that lady will know what to say. So
yeah.
If you're struggling with your teenager and they're fighting therapy, tell them to stop.
Right. No, and I love the suggestion of maybe try somebody different because I feel that way all the time. Like sometimes as a therapist, like I don't know how to connect with this person.
Oh my gosh,
we're gonna keep trying, and
I can't imagine they like keep making an appointment. You're like, I don't have anything to say to you.
Like I don't like, and you try, and you're just like, I'm not clicking, right? And at a certain point, you have to just acknowledge like I'm not the fit, and that's okay.
Have
you
done that? Have you had to say that?
Oh yeah.
Oh, that would be so
and
awkward.
It's like. I always more like dig it on myself, right? Like I don't have specialty in what their struggle is, which is sometimes true. Or like I really just genuinely feel like maybe I'm not. It's hard to admit, like I'm not their favorite person. And it's crazy because sometimes the parent will come back and be like, actually though, they say that they really like it and they really like you. And I'm like, okay, then we'll keep working.
You're like, I'm not getting that vibe.
It's weird, but okay. And then there's other kids who will come in and we're like, click instantly and things are great. And they'll be the ones that are like, Mama, I want to go to therapy. And, and it's like, it's a skill that like it's a support that I wished I'd had.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I was at the place where I could have used it effectively either.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And like, that's the hard part is like, we have to do it when we're ready.
Yep.
I don't know.
That's the other thing. If you have someone struggling with mental health, unfortunately, you can't force them to take their meds.
Yeah. Love them through it.
Sometimes you got to let them crash.
Yeah.
It's hard to hear and it's hard to watch, but yeah.
It's
and
true.
I've watched it. I've watched family members have to crash and then hopefully they get help.
Yep. And you're a shining example of
I am.
You've been able to get I mean that sincerely. But like you've been able to use the help and like you had crashes and you had, like you said, you've had phases where like I'm sure your parents and siblings were like, I don't know how to help. I don't know what to do. Like I'm trying and like look where you are now and they're probably so grateful for like that was so hard, but look at the life and the relationship that we've been able to build.
Yes, that's so true.
So it's not over just because it's hard now.
There's a light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair.
Awesome.
I love that. Thanks for coming and chatting and sharing. That's hard. It's not something we do every day. So
no. Well,
it's something I need to be better at.
No, I don't share this every day. If you come to my fitness classes, this is not what I'll talk about.
Hey, I would love that.
Yeah, it's a little therapy session.
Yeah,
with your bar. No,
there you go.
No, I do share about it a lot on my Instagram.
Yes. Share your
it's store brand Anna, one word. So I do share. I mean, I don't share about it if I'm doing well. I don't share about it a ton, but if I do have a crash, I try to explain like, hey, this is what I'm feeling.
Yeah,
you might know someone who goes through this. This is the symptoms. This is how I figured it out. So I do that sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like you have such a beautiful balance of like you talk about your mental health when it's there, and then she also shares this incredible like tie-dyeing.
I do tie-dye.
So many cool things. And then she shares just fun, happy moments,
family,
you know?
Yeah, memes.
Yes. And it's got a good humor.
I'm really funny, actually.
I think you're hilarious. So yeah, go follow her. Go
follow
be
me.
A part of her life.
Yeah.
But if anything,
if you're watching this, come say hi and tell me your mental health issues.
Seriously. Come tell me your stuff. Anna will be your best friend.
I just shared all that. You, at the very least, you could do is come tell me
bullet points
your struggles from middle school on.
The highlights of your life.
I would love to hear it.
Well, I love it. Okay. Well, thanks. Deal. Hey, that was a better snap.
Thanks for sharing a soda with us today. If this episode changed the way you see the world or one person, please share it with somebody else. And remember, stay curious, because every stranger is just a story you haven't heard yet.